my friend, let me remind you for a moment that everything that you see is illusionary. Nothing is as you think it is. We experience reality through what we believe that is happening. We have emotional associations with everything we experience, and therefore we often believe something that may not even be real, or at least it's not exactly how it is. So I wanted to remind you of this truth today, because maybe when you get triggered by something, it activates your reactive mechanism towards whatever is happening just because you believe it shouldn't happen, or you think it should happen some other way. And it distracts you from the lesson that the world is trying to teach you. And if you would truly understand that everything is illusionary, then it also means that illusion can be changed. You can actually make up an illusion. You can make it whatever you choose it to be. And through time, through new choices, through the right energy, that illusion will materialize into a new illusion. Just that it will be more aligned with what you wanted. It will not change much of your emotional relationship with life, because emotions are still habitual, that are, the product of your thoughts. But it will show you that you have a lot of effect on the illusion of reality, which is good. It's quite inspiring. So what I'm saying here is that no matter what you manifest, it will not fill the void that you feel within. It will not fill it up. The void will still stay there. Because the void that you have within has nothing to do with reality. It has everything to do with your relationship with yourself. What you know about yourself. So how well you know yourself. And may this be a reminder to look a little bit deeper and notice what makes you stand out in this illusion. What makes you stand out? And you will soon see that what you blamed or judged about yourself is actually what is making you stand out. And now if you would remove the fear of standing out, you would start actually valuing what makes you standing out. You would notice that makes you unique, and uniqueness is valued. So if you would actually start honoring, respecting, and loving what makes you stand out, maybe you will discover a whole new path that's in front of you that is related to what makes you stand out. And that's what will fill up the void that you feel within. It's embracing your uniqueness. That is the path towards authenticity, isn't it? Discovering that what makes you you is very, very significant in this world. Not just significant, it's very needed, very important. Because when one person stands out and is actually embracing whatever that is, it gives a permission to other people to look within and see if they have something weird and strange and unique about them that they need to embrace. And eventually they recognize, life feels so much better when I don't need to pretend to be something just to fit in, but actually to be what I always was. and to enjoy in that. And life starts to feel more like a dance, more like an interesting play. And therefore the character you play becomes the expression of your soul rather than something you always wanted to accomplish but never fit you. So isn't it a path to freedom? To me it sounds like it's a breakthrough for a life you've been always dreaming about. When we have dreams to have more money and more abundance and more love and more wonderful relationships and all these things, what if actually we've been craving just freedom? And yes, of course, freedom is related to money and being able to travel and being able to move around. Yeah. But what if we can travel? What if we can move around and we still don't feel free? Then what we require is an actual freedom that is not based in the illusion of reality, but in the expression of ourselves. When we give ourselves permission to show up, just to show up as who we are in the present moment, not who we think we need to be, not who we want to be, but who we are in the present moment, what we feel in the present moment, what we think in the present moment. And maybe that may lead us to more or to deeper feeling of being safe in expression of what's going on within ourselves. Because once we kind of empty the cup of everything that bothered us, then suddenly we feel more purified. We feel like we went through a great cleansing. And now we can think very clearly where we want to go and who we want to become. Like, what else is there to experiment with? Like, what kind of expressions am I interested in? Like, oh yeah, I could be an artist, or maybe I could be a dancer. I could be this kind of musician. Oh, I could be an entrepreneur, and let's see what I can create there. Or whatever calls you at that point. So what is happening to many of us right now is that there's so much of mud within our characters just because of pretending and playing and doing something that was never us. It was always an idea of what we think that we need to bring to the table. It was never actually what we can bring to the table. It's what we think that we need to. Because the world, you think that the world expects from you to bring something out, but it doesn't. The world doesn't expect anything from you. It just is. But your soul expects from you to open up to such a degree that you would hear it. Because once you hear it, you can actually collaborate with it. Actually, you can open up to such a degree that you allow it to lead you, to guide you. And then you don't need to overthink everything so much anymore, because your soul is very ancient. It's one with the source, which means it knows how things work quite well. So if the universe was able to put everything together so everything works so perfectly, and if on the deep soul level you are never separate from that intelligence, then it means your soul knows quite well how things work. And if you open up enough to allow the soul be your voice, then I believe that you will not be questioning your journey so much anymore. you will actually start to know that everything is working very, very well. And when you will fall into doubts again and again on your path, you will know that you don't truly need to find answers somewhere. You just need to quiet the noise and ask yourself what is needed at this moment, and you will see through a feeling of resonance the answer will come that will surprise you and it will make sense to you, because the language of your soul is something you can understand. If you try to explain it to someone else, it may feel to others like you're going crazy, but to you it's understandable, and that's what you need to listen. And if you do, well, prepare for surprises in your world because it will become very interesting. The world you live in is a world that is not how it looks. It's a game of frequency. And frequency, the best way to explain frequency so you can understand it in a very personal experience is a feeling. You see, there are different feelings, which means there are different frequencies. And higher you go on the feeling spectrum, more pleasant it is, more awe-like it is, more love-like it is, more bliss-like it is. And that means higher frequency. And you've noticed the correlation between connection with your soul or listening your soul and a very pleasant feeling that comes with it. That's how you know when you're aligned with it and when you're misaligned with it. Because when you are not aligned, your body will start to feel depletion of that energy. And that's what we call disconnection. So it's not that there's truly something wrong with you, it's just that you've, because of your mind or your ideas of what you need to do, you've pulled yourself away from your center, which means away from your inner voice. And your body tells you that something happened because you start to feel lower and lower and lower energy, and you think it's because of exhaustion. But it's not exhaustion, it's because you've mentally pulled yourself away from the source of you. You see, your mind is not made to think for itself. Your mind is made to receive orders from yourself. That's the only way your mind can function well. When your mind thinks that it's in control, that it's in a position of a director, then it goes crazy. It goes crazy because it doesn't know. It thinks it knows, but it's just a bunch of information dancing around. That's why every time you listen to your own mind, you become very chaotic, because one day you want to do this, the next day you want to do that, and then you come across something interesting and you want to try this, and another day there's something interesting there, and it just jumps for all these glittering things, for all attracting things. That's what your mind does. Your soul is not here to play around. Your soul is here to play, yeah, but to play in a very organized way. Not like strict way, but to play in a purposeful way. And it means it has some kind of a direction that is urging you to discover, not by looking outside, looking within, to discover what's your direction at this point. You will see you could go into a direction of, as I said before, entrepreneurship or art or teaching or whatever, education, whatever. But not everything will truly fit you. Not everything will feel like this is the thing. But if you pay attention to what you hear within you, you will notice that there are certain thoughts you can't get loose of them. But most probably they will remind you of who you were already as a little kid. You've been already dreaming about it because as a little kid you were not poisoned yet. So you were very, very in tune with this you, the real you. You were already dreaming. Like, as you're watching my videos, you see I'm making art. You know, as a little kid, I've been drawing all the time. I've been doing art all the time. But then I've stopped. And as I went through my awakening, I just felt very deeply pulled and called into painting. And as we come across stories of awakening, we recognize that people have this kind of experiences over and over and over again. They remember who they were before the world told them who they need to be. And that's why at the beginning I said that the world is an illusion, because it tells you what it thinks you need to know, which is always a fact that it will pull you away from what you truly need to know. Because only you deep inside know what you need to know. And you also already know everything you need to know. Not that your mind knows everything, because it doesn't, but your soul knows everything. And more you give yourself permission to trust yourself, to believe in your own voice, not a mental voice, that mental chatter, but that voice you feel when you're in quietness, more you trust that voice, more magical things will start happening in your life. And that's where the illusion will start falling apart, and life will show you that you truly are a creator of it, because your desires will just start showing up. Your intentions will manifest very fast. And more you listen to yourself, more you recognize you're in higher energy as you live more in alignment with yourself. So you start noticing people that are also on that energy start showing up in your life. Opportunities come to you out of nowhere. And we call it synchronicities. And synchronicities are nothing else but glimpses from your future that tell you that you're doing everything right. So you see, every time you walk this path of life, your path, in alignment with your voice, life will give you signs that you're doing it right. Just the same as when you walk this path out of alignment, life gives you signs that something is wrong, like nothing goes your way. There are constantly moments of pressure, and not that there's something wrong with pressure, but it just feels like there's constantly something just not going right. And it's only a matter of question when you will quit looking for solutions outside of you, and you will finally give up almost, and you will go within, and you will ask Source or God or just your soul, what do I need to know right now? And you will sit with yourself as long as you find clarity. That's when life will say to you, welcome back. Welcome back, my friend. So welcome back. I will leave you here. I hope you found great value today. I hope you've enjoyed in today's painting as well. I'm making this art because I see pictures in my mind's eye, and I'm grateful that I can paint it. So I hope you've enjoyed in today's painting, and to anyone who would like to get a print of it, you can go to AttractPassion.com and you will find all of my paintings there. Prints of my art that's more affordable, and also some original paintings are still available for those of you who are into art. Also go and check out our Patreon community, you can join us in, or YouTube membership if you would love to support this channel. See you there as well, and till next time, one love.